I tried antidepressants. I had been incredibly depressed. I had tried pretty much every antidepressant out there, and I was now on bioidentical serotonin. I was also taking a huge slew of hormones, substitute hormones, bioidentical hormones, progesterone, and other things, which I guess were supposed to help. All of this was just desperate attempts to try to combat the symptoms that various doctors have. Stretching routines, heat packs, constant baths two times a day minimum with like a heat relaxing, muscle relaxing thing in the bath. I had to take, at one point in a desperate attempt, we tried Xyrem, which was GHB, after going, of course, through all the sleep aids. I haven't needed Xyrem ever again. I sleep on my own. I don't need human growth hormone. I don't need antidepressants. I don't need, my digestive system functions just fine, or at least like everybody else's. What else? I had dry eyes. I was taking all these kind of drops so that I could try to keep contacts in. Brittle nails, brittle hair. My hair is normal now. I mean, as bizarre as it sounds that my hair could change, my hair isn't breaking off anymore. My skin isn't so dry. I mean, I got chafing on everything. Everything that touched me hurt. I can hit the side of something, there's no pain. I don't wince anymore. You talk about like lack of fatigue. I could barely walk around the block most days. And I'm now running. I started running again in January. I'm now up to 4 and 5 miles every single day. When I had the fibromyalgia, I couldn't remember what I had eaten for breakfast, let alone like, you know, what I'd read last week. I could read whole sections of a book and realize that I'd already underlined it. Like I'd already read that chapter and didn't even remember it. That just doesn't exist for me anymore. I have absolutely no pain and absolutely no symptoms of the fibromyalgia whatsoever. I go to sleep and I close my eyes and I go to sleep. And if I have trouble sleeping, Viviane gives all of us, after the breakthrough, a sleep CD. And I never would have believed in a million years that a CD could have put me to sleep, because I tried some very heavy drugs, you know, like everything that basically the pharmaceutical industry has to offer on sleep aids to help fibromyalgia. And I go to sleep with a CD. I play the CD a few times and I'm asleep, and I sleep for, as incredible as it may sound to many of you, like who are suffering from this now, I sleep 8 hours. And before November 8th, if I could get to sleep at all, I would then wake up like 20 minutes later and then go to sleep and then wake up 20 minutes later. And I just don't experience that anymore. So I was speaking to someone the other day about the fibromyalgia that they were experiencing, and she was asking if she was like a good candidate. And I don't see how anyone who is suffering from fibromyalgia would not want to be pain and symptom free, would not want to be free of what they're experiencing, the hell that they're experiencing right now. I would urge anyone who is suffering in any way from chronic fatigue or fibromyalgia to call Viviane. There's no reason to wait. I waited a month. It took actually being pushed for me to call, because I was in such a cynical, negative place. And I'm sure many people who were suffering from what we were suffering from are in the same place of being sort of negative about it, because it seems so fantastical. But it is possible. Miracles do happen, and there is no reason to suffer from the pain anymore. There's no reason to experience that. Why experience that? There is so much life to be lived on the other side when you're free of it. You know, when you're free of the symptoms and you're free of the pain. There's no reason to experience it anymore. And as crazy as it sounds to many of you, that there is a spiritual and, you know, emotional cure, or there's a way to be free of it. That doesn't involve drugs, that doesn't involve doctors, but that involves a spiritual process, an emotional process. It really, truly is possible. There's no reason to spend the rest of your life in pain and imagining what your life could be like if you didn't have the suffering and the pain and the symptoms that you do now. It is so wonderful to live on the other side. And I can't believe every day when I look at old, you know, pictures of how I used to be. It's amazing that all of that time I could have been free of it. And I urge anybody who is suffering from any of those symptoms to to call Viviane. She will amazingly take her own calls and call you back, and see her and join our healing community. You know, talk to all of us on our, on our conference calls, and talk to me. I'll support anyone who's going through this in the same way that people have supported me going through this process. So I urge all of you to call or email.